I used to hesitate before making cold calls because I was scared, and I'd be sitting in the office worried about other people, my teammates, listening to me screw up. And this was self-sabotaging behavior and ruined my productivity because I'd be sitting there supposed to be making calls because I need to set meetings to hit my quota, but I would be researching the company website, looking at the prospect's LinkedIn page, looking at the notes in Salesforce, thinking I would eventually feel ready to make the call, when in reality that time never came, and the longer I delayed, the less calls I would actually end up making that day. And the great unlock for me was when my teammate, she said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm researching." She's like, "Hey, that's the last thing you should be doing. Press call and figure out what to say while it's ringing." That mentality is what allowed me to go on to make 80,000 cold calls, promote from a sales development rep, become an outbound prospecting machine, and use those same sales skills in my current software sales job as an account executive. And based on those 80,000 cold calls, I'm gonna share with you my 8 refined tips so that if you've never picked up the phone, or if you're just getting started, or if you've made a couple thousand calls, you come away from this video with actionable value. I'm gonna cover how to make calls, best time to make calls, techniques that work, etiquette, handling objections, how effective is cold calling. I have real metrics for you based on my numbers, purpose of cold calling, and basics. Hit the like button now if you're excited. All right, so let's start out by how to make cold calls. I think about cold calling from the standpoint of a conversation. It's like I'm calling a friend or my mom on the phone. I'm not calling some person that doesn't know who I am, and I'm soliciting, I'm telemarketing, I'm calling them out of the blue. Yes, I'm an interruption, but I'm gonna come across like I'm just a friend, even though when I call them, the name doesn't appear on the phone. It's gonna be a local area code. So I'm just gonna say, "Hey, Jill, this is Trent from Yellow Note Card. How are you?" "Great. The reason I'm giving you a call specifically is because I noticed that you oversee XYZ title, human resources. I work with other leaders like yourself to help them to achieve XYZ. What are the outcomes that your solution will help their business or them as a prospect recognize, or problems they may have that you can solve?" That's all you gotta say. Once you get to that point, all the hard work is done because you will open them up, and then you'll have a chance to go on, hopefully deliver a point of view, some insights, some value, and then make a call to action. If they don't resonate with that opening, then it's probably gonna be impossible to set the meeting regardless. And that's another secret to cold calling, is no matter how great your talk track, no matter how well crafted your opening is, your tone, pitch, inflection, some prospects simply don't want to be bothered, and you will not be able to change their mind. And that's totally okay. Set rates are very low, and that's the reality of cold calling, but it's still the most effective way to set meetings. It's direct one-on-one communication. The second of 8 cold calling tips is best time to cold call. Best time to call: early mornings and late afternoon. What I mean by early mornings is quite literally 7:45 CST in the mornings when I start working. That is my outbound prospecting time. I am actively starting to call the Eastern time people, and then I'll start calling the Central time people because I want to catch them as close to 8 a.m. of their local time as possible, because this is before they actually start having meetings. They're in a good mood, they have energy, they're more likely to say, "Oh, maybe this is something important." The next best time to cold call is the very end of the day. So 3:30, 3:45 CST. I'm gonna start hammering the Eastern time people, the CST people, and then I may even start calling some Mountain time or Pacific time people. Even though it's earlier in the afternoon for them, that's fine. The takeaway is you wanna call early morning, late afternoon. So in the early morning, you gotta set a block, you gotta avoid being distracted, you gotta avoid opening your email and allowing other people to assign you to-do list items. That's playing defense. Go on the offense. Don't even look at email. Pull up your outreach, pull up your sales loft, pull up whatever you're using, start making cold calls, and this will get you in the action attack mentality to start your day on a great note. The third cold calling tip is techniques that work. We talked about the cold call opening line. The reason I'm calling you. Psychologically, they want to know who you are, why you're calling them, and what you want. So you always got to use the reason I'm calling you. And I'd say the next technique that really works is to never allow the call to be rushed. This is one of the main reasons why I think people don't set meetings, is because it's so rare to actually get someone on the phone that you cannot allow that meeting to get sidetracked. You can't allow yourself to get positioned to a point where you don't want to be. So you got to control the flow of the call. And that especially means the tone, pitch, inflection, and pace. Because if you get them on the phone and they say, I'm in a meeting, what do you want? How'd you get my number? Do I know you? They're trying to throw you off track. They're trying to push you off of the phone artificially. And if you allow them, you'll start speeding up. You'll sound like a used car salesman like I did in the very beginning. And you'll actually rush yourself off the phone and lose the opportunity to even make the ask for the meeting. The second technique that I think really works is you need to be assertive. In the very beginning, take control. If you're using an auto dialer, this can be to your detriment because it's going to beep you in 3 seconds in. And then if you say, hello, is this Susan? You're already 10 seconds into the call and you have not transacted any value. You haven't actually asserted yourself, and it's going to be impossible to set the meeting with a busy executive at that point. The fourth cold calling tip is etiquette. Recognize that you are calling busy executives and people at these big companies out of the blue. You are interrupting their day. So recognize this and have some empathy that if they are rude to you, it's not a reflection of them not liking you. It's a matter of where they're at. They've got 50 emails. They got to put together a proposal. They don't want to get fired. They're worried about what they're going to be eating for dinner. They probably drank a few glasses of wine the night before. They don't feel very good. They're distracted by the news. So when they hear this phone ringing and they're bored, they're like, I wonder what this is. And then it's like, okay, this is an opportunity for me to sort of exert my anger and be rude to you. Just because they give rude etiquette to you does not mean you need to reciprocate and be negative. Be as positive as possible, uplifting. How can you make them feel better about themselves? That's what I'd say my etiquette is. I'm speaking as if I'm speaking to a friend. I want them to leave the call feeling uplifted, feeling positive, and even if it's not a great fit, which is okay, and I don't set the meeting, I'll tell them, hey, it's probably not a good fit. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And just as a result of hearing me, they will have a better rest of their day. The fifth cold calling tip is handling objections. You will get objections at the beginning of the call or at the end of the call. And I'm going to give you my definitive line that always works 90% of the time. At the beginning of the call, if they say, I'm in a meeting, who are you? Why are you calling me? Do I know you? I don't accept solicitation calls, blah, 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 blah. Say, look, I know I'm calling you out of the blue. May I have 30 seconds for me to tell you the reason why I'm calling you specifically? 90% of the time, they're going to say, okay, go ahead. 10% of the time, they're going to say no. And then you say, all right, sorry that I caught you at a bad time. Can I give you a call back later today? And what you're going to try and do is get them to agree for you to send them a tentative placeholder and then give them a call at that time. That's the best case outcome at that point. At the end of the call, if they give you no budget, we already have something in place, now's not a good time, blah, 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 all these objections because status quo, they don't want to change anything. Look, I don't expect you to change anything. That's all you got to say. I agree. I don't expect you to change, but here's the reason why I still think it makes sense to meet, and then you got to have a good reason for that. The sixth cold calling tip, how effective is cold calling? The conversion rates are pretty low. The average answer rate is about, it used to be 8%. I'd say it's closer to 6% now. So if you make 100 outbound cold calls, you'll only get 6 people on the phone. So think about that. It's incredibly low to chances to even get someone on the phone. It's like super elusive and rare. So that when you get them on the phone, what matters even more is you being able to handle yourself and use these tips, because a great set rate is about 15%. That means if you make 100 calls, you get 6 people on the phone, and then if you got a 15% set rate, you're only setting about 1.5 of those live conversations into meetings. So you make 100 cold calls, you may set 1 meeting. That 1 meeting may not even convert to a qualified opportunity. So cold calling is not that effective if you look at the numbers, but if you compare it to the alternatives, what are you gonna just send auto emails all day or post on LinkedIn with no results? Cold calling is still the most effective way to set meetings in 2024 because you get someone directly on the phone, you can make a connection, you gain some level of commitment, and they feel more emotionally connected in the process. So although low conversion rates, I still believe in it down to my core, and it's something I do each and every day. The 7th cold calling tip, the purpose of cold calling is always to sell time. It's to set the meeting. You call someone, you're not there to be their friend, You're not there, although etiquette's important, you're not there to explain to them all the features, functionality. You are there to get them to agree to a subsequent next step. Progression towards a buying decision. That is all you're trying to do. Spark curiosity, get them to agree to a definitive time. Hey, is this the best email to reach you? Great, I'm gonna send you an invite right now. Go accept it. I'll talk to you then. Here's my agenda. How does that sound? Good. Okay, talk to you then. Boom. 8th and final cold calling tip, basics. We covered most of the basics here today. What I'd say at a fundamental level, cold calling is never going away. So you may as well embrace it and get as good at it as possible and actually just commit to it and do it each and every day. And then also recognize that at any given moment, you're one call away from changing the course of your entire week, month, quarter. So when it doesn't seem like anyone's answering, when the last prospect was so rude to you and you just got told no in a ruthless manner, that's okay. That does not mean that the next call can't be great. You set it, you close it, that's what gets you promoted. That's what really gives you the momentum to establish yourself in your career. That was my experience. When I just kept calling, kept picking up the phone, eventually I set meetings, eventually started gaining my confidence, and now it's at a point where I don't hesitate before cold calling. I don't overthink it. I literally just find as many people as I can at the best accounts, call them each and every day, and just repeat and repeat and repeat, grind out setting some meetings. Some of those turn into legitimate opportunities, and eventually I'll close some of them while getting inbound. But I think when you constantly put this outbound activity in, things will just start to come back to you. I promise you that has been my experience. So no matter where you're at in your career, make some more cold calls this week. If you found value in this video, hit the thumbs up button now so more sellers can access this free information. Subscribe to the channel. My goal is 50,000 subscribers by end of year. So subscribe now if you haven't already. Share this video with a friend, and I will talk to you in the next video.